I put my faith in a ticker, like a preacher to a prayer. Swore I saw a sign, but turns out nothing was there. Took a loan, took a chance, doubled down on borrowed time. Now my bank account's a graveyard where my dollars go to die. I was riding high on promises made of smoking gasoline. One bad trade, one last mistake, and it all came crashing clean. Lost it all in the blink of an eye. Burned my wings on the way to the sky, but the sun don't shine on the reckless kind. Had to learn how to fall just to rise. Now I'm picking up pieces, stacking them tall, brick by brick till I get it all. Might have lost every dime, but you best believe I'll be back in the green. Whiskey and regret don't mix well with candlelight. Watch my future turn to ashes in the quiet of the night. But pain's a damn good teacher when you're sitting on the floor. And I ain't one to stay down, I've been broke before. I was chasing gold on a crooked road, didn't see that it was paved in dust. But the good Lord knows, and the wise man says, that a fall don't mean you're crushed. Lost it all in the blink of an eye. Burned my wings on the way to the sky, but the sun don't shine on the reckless kind. Had to learn how to fall just to rise. Now I'm picking up pieces, stacking them tall, brick by brick till I get it all. Might have lost every dime, but you best believe I'll be back in the green. Had to lose my pride to find my spine. Had to break apart just to realign. Storm came hard, but I let it pass. Now I'm standing here with a second chance. Lost it all in the blink of an eye. Burned my wings on the way to the sky, but the sun don't shine on the reckless kind. Had to learn how to fall just to rise. Now I'm picking up pieces, stacking them tall, brick by brick till I get it all. Might have lost every dime, but you best believe I'll be back in the green.
Good morning. Well, I guess a bad morning if you were like me and swung a bullish position overnight because the market is getting rocked right now. I don't know if you guys have looked into a little bit of the pre-market trading session, but the SPY is down 1.5%. The Nasdaq is down 1.9%. We are getting clapped, and it all started just past 7 a.m. because Trump basically just said, hey, the EU can go kick rocks, and I guess the trade negotiations have been not going well, and it got very problematic. So that's exactly why things are looking a little bit rough in pre-market trading, looking a little bit rough. So yeah, I mean, I guess there's a chance it might recover, but Jesus, it's gonna be one of those days. It's gonna be one of those days. Equities getting clocked, crypto getting clocked, the dollar getting clocked. This is a rough looking one right now. So maybe things turn around. Obviously, it's possible. We ideally have some major gamma levels supporting us below, but I don't really want to make any conjectures or predictions right now, because if anything, we should just wait for the market to open and just see how the trend is going, how it is not going. This here, let me switch this over so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. Here we go. You could see it right in the morning. We were looking kind of fine early this morning, little green, little red, little green, basically nothing. And then 7:15, we just got rocked, absolutely rocked. Dow tumbles 400 points as Trump threatens new tariffs against the EU and Apple. So it's the old double doozy, if you will, the old double doozy. The European Union, which was formed for the primary purpose of taking advantage of the U.S. on trade, has been very difficult to deal with. There are powerful trade barriers, VAT taxes, ridiculous corporate penalties, non-monetary trade barriers, monetary manipulation, unfair and unjustified lawsuits against American companies, and more have led to a trade deficit with the U.S. of more than $250 billion a year. A number which is totally unacceptable. Our discussions with them are going nowhere. Therefore, I'm recommending a straight 50% tariff on the EU starting on June 1st. There is no tariff if the product is built or manufactured in the US. Thank you for your attention on the matter. Well, there you have it, folks. New tariffs. Right when we thought things were calming down, the vol was coming down, VIX was just diving, and we were returning to normal trading, if you will, as in not like headline news-driven trading. We got this one. He couldn't give us Friday. Like he could have said it over the weekend. Like he couldn't give us this trading day. He had to start it early. So obviously, massive congrats to you. For some reason, you swung a bearish position between yesterday and today. But like I said, I actually swung a bullish position, and I'm going to be licking my wounds very soon. In about 23 minutes, we're going to find out how much pain your boy is in. Trump says a 25% tariff must be paid by Apple on iPhones not made in the U.S. So like I said, it was the old double doozy. It wasn't simply the EU. He's actually also going, and it's not just like, think about this. It's not just like a company like, oh, he's going after Apple. Apple's the most valuable company in the entire world. It was the numero uno stock in the entire U.S. stock market, and also just the most valuable company by market cap trading in any public market. So this is obviously additionally problematic. So that's going to be wild. And then a little bit of positive news here. U.S. and China hold first call since Geneva meeting, signaling progress in trade talks. So I don't want to be a complete Debbie Downer here. There is a little bit of good news, but you could tell from the market that this like little sprinkling of good news is definitely not enough to outweigh what we're seeing with Apple, but more importantly, the whole fight with the EU. And I do want to remind you, this is like a little bit of the silver lining, but don't forget we have our own crazy political stuff internally to the U.S. going on as well. Trump's big, beautiful bill heads to the Senate where new fights loom. The multi-trillion-dollar package of tax cuts and spending reductions squeaked through the House. As this headline is alluding to, it's going to have a bit more of a difficult fight in the Senate. We're going to find out if they could pass it. There is a self-imposed deadline of this upcoming Monday, Memorial Day, which I do want to remind you, the market is closed. So if you're trading stocks, if you're trading options, the market is closed on Monday. Now, if you're a futures trader, it's going to be open for half a day, just to throw that out there so you guys know that. But we are in quite the interesting situation because this in itself, of course, it's politically tied. So I know there's going to be a lot of political bias from everyone. But an economic breakdown of it is it's not going to be helping our deficit. There's quite a few tax cuts. And the tax cuts are larger than the spending reductions. So by the time you do some basic arithmetic, you realize that what we're being told as the unsustainable spending path that the government's on, this particular action, ideally is not making it better. Now, I obviously know there's many, many other things to consider when you're talking about the total deficit, but talking about this one particular big, beautiful bill, like just this one thing, no one who understands like literally basic math would say that this is going to be helping our spending or our deficit issue. So that's a little bit of recently, remember the Moody's downgrade because of our government situation. It's not helping our fixed income market. We're seeing yields go up. We're seeing bonds go down. We're seeing the dollar drop. It's most likely part of the reason why we're seeing Bitcoin up. So we have, from a larger standpoint, taking a step back, looking at the larger economy, we have some crazy things going on right now. U.S. debt limit nail biter looms as the Senate ponders the Trump tax bill. Once again, this will most likely be the hot news of the day and of the weekend, so I recommend everyone get used to this particular storyline, at least for the next 3 days, because it's going to be an important one at minimum the next 3 days.
Some pretty big changes. And when you hear John Thune talking about a very active discussion still surrounding Medicaid, for instance, what are the first things that senators are going to want to pull out of this bill?
Yeah, so look, certainly on the tax side, there are a couple things that leap off the page at me where you expect the Senate to make, or I expect the Senate to make changes. One, and Eric kind of referenced this, making some of the temporary provisions permanent. I think their focus is going to initially be on some of the business provisions, the tax treatment of R&D, the interest limitation rule, bonus depreciation. All of those are 5-year extensions in the House bill. I could see the Senate wanting to invest the time and money to make those extensions permanent. Probably item 2 is Inflation Reduction Act. The House went pretty aggressively at phasing out on an aggressive timetable of phasing out those incentives. I think senators are going to be a little bit more moderate in their appetite there, and give a little bit more time for existing projects to continue and for perhaps new projects to come online. So I think that's an area where there's clearly going to be some friction between the House and the Senate. And then last but not least is the individual SALT cap, both the amount of the increase, which generally speaking, Senate Republicans were not interested in a higher cap, but equally, and I think this has not been widely covered or well reported, but I think it will matter, especially to perhaps viewers here. There is embedded in that a tax increase on pass-throughs of a certain type and variety. Those that don't get the new or the new in 2017 pass-through deduction. So think, dental practices, doctors' offices, small accounting firms, places like that. They are losing the ability to deduct their state and local income tax, or not just income, state and local tax payments across the board. It's partly how they're financing the increase in the individual cap overall. But if I'm a Senate Republican and I didn't really feel pressure to increase that cap in the first place, I'm super not interested in raising taxes on small and medium-sized businesses in my state to help finance that. So I think that's a third area of contention, and one that I think is a little bit of a sleeper issue. It's only really emerged on my radar screen in the last probably 72 hours.
Well, and we appreciate you bringing our attention to that. What about the carried interest loophole that obviously wasn't part of the House legislation, but we've heard some rumblings about in the Senate?
Yeah, well, look, this thing is only in play to the extent that the president sort of insists that's in play. Senate Republicans, House Republicans will point to the 2017 change, and that's the only change that's been made of any recent vintage to the tax treatment of carry. House and Senate Democrats tried, but couldn't get it across the finish line. And the other piece of this is mostly politics. The amount of revenue implicated here is like rounding error money as it relates to the U.S. government. It sounds like a lot of money, and it would be a lot of money to me or you or anyone probably watching. But as to the government, it's just not a significant amount of money. And so this just becomes a political question. It's not really a revenue question. It's not going to pay for an expanded child tax credit or really anything of significance.
Well, a little bit more context from the speaking heads there on Bloomberg, and honestly, I think that was like a pretty decent explanation to like kind of better explain some of the craziness right now. So that's part of the hot news from the political side. Obviously, once again, if you're just joining right now, the hot news of why we're dropping is you could check out Trump's True Social, but the TLDR is he is fighting with the EU and threatening to raise tariffs on them once again. So that's why we're dropping, but also just the context, like the backdrop of it is we were already kind of in a dicey situation, which is now leading us to this, the daily chart, where we have both a gap up to yesterday's low, and then we also have a gap down to Friday, May 9th's high. So we have a gap down to 567.50, and we have a gap up to 581.41. And guess what? We are smack dab in the middle. Now, obviously, I hate people trying to predict because I don't think that you can really trade off of it. But it is fun to ask you guys in a general sense, which gap do you think is going to be filled first? The upside gap fill or the downside gap fill? Gun to your head, you're mortgaging your wife's boyfriend's second house. If you had to pick right now, we are in the middle. If you just give me your gut feel. And we're going to do the gut feel stuff now so we don't do it in the market with our actual trading. So let's get it out of our system. But I'm just curious how smart you guys are, how lucky you guys are. I'm wondering if you guys collectively have the intuition to get this answer. Upside, downside, downside, down, down, downside, down, gap up, upside, downside. Okay, so more of you are definitely coming in on the downside. More of you are coming in on the downside. Interesting. Well, we're going to find out, but feel free to mark it out. Once again, we are looking at the low from yesterday, Thursday, May 22nd, and the high from Friday, May 9th. Upside gap fill, downside gap fill. If you're looking for those levels on SPX, it is 5691, and then yesterday's low was what? 5825. So it is a 135 point range. Wild, and we are smack dab in the middle of it. That is crazy. Well, it's going to be exciting. Like I said, if you ended up getting, I don't know, it was reasonable to get a form of a bearish position on Wednesday. Yesterday was nothing special, but you're looking up, waking up feeling like a genius this morning. So obviously a massive congrats to you guys if you decided to play that. You deserve it. And dude, doesn't necessarily look like it's going to get better. Jesus Louises, mi amigo. That is a brutal play out. Very quickly, if you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter, macquars.locals.com. Today, we are doing a Payday Friday, so you could become a supporter for free with that code Goonie, and you could join in on the Payday Friday giveaway festivities. We're giving away $150 of cold, hard cash to the fastest. Oops, sorry. I did not mean to do that. To the fastest marble racer in all the land. So today, once again, you could do it for free. Just use that promo code Goonie. And even if you don't want to be a supporter, which is a premium membership, if you just want to be a member, 100% free. You get this every single Sunday in your email inbox. I break down what's going on in the market. I give you an idea of the earnings. I call out all the major macroeconomic events. For example, right now we do have a Fed speaker in real time chatting at 9:35. There's actually already one going this morning. And then new home sales coming out at 10. And then with respect to seasonality, to conclude this week, right here, Friday, May 23rd, over the past 27 years, the Bulls have won this day only 44% of the time. From about 10 years in to about 22 years in, the Bulls were in control. But recently, the past couple years, the Bears have definitely started to gain a bit of control. So it kind of nets out to neutral. But if you're more of saying, hey, I care about recent seasonality, well, that's clearly a bit more bearish. So just wanted to call that out. Well, like I said, there's no risk here. This is 100% free. It's always been free. It always will be free. Highly implore all of you guys to get onto this newsletter. And then if you so choose, you could go from a membership to a supportership. Once again, you could do that for free right here. It's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. And not only will you be able to play in the festivities of Payday Friday giveaway, but then you're going to have access to the Discord where you can see my trades in real time. You can see the Piper signal. There's voice chat. There's written chat. There's literally thousands of people in it, and any given day there's like a good 100 people in voice chat chit-chatting about all the happenings of the market. So regardless of what level you're at, if you're new and you want to learn from these people, if you want to learn from me, there's a lot of great educational content you're going to get access to. And if you're more of an advanced trader, well, we definitely have those people in there actively talking about like automatic, systematic, algorithmic trading systems, doing deep dives into complex trading. So it definitely does span the entire gambit. A lot of the focus this is specifically on options trading and futures trading. I just want to call it out there because I know some people are interested in trading like bullshit meme coins in crypto. And yes, there are many services for that. This is just not one of them. The more of the interest is very much options trading and futures trading. So I just kind of want to set the bar for what it is and set the expectations before you guys sign up for the free month. But once again, it's a free month. So if you like it, stick around. And if it's not for you, just make sure to cancel within the first month and you will never be charged anything. So just wanted to call that out. But obviously, we will be doing a Payday Friday giveaway. We're going to probably do it around 10:30, depending on what the market is doing today. So get ready for that. We're going to be picking a representative from YouTube, a representative from Rumble, and then 3 people from locals. And then the fastest racer will get not only $150 of cold hard cash, but eternal bragging rights. Eternal bragging rights. So I am very excited to see how that particular ditty plays out. And then very quickly, just so you guys know, hang on, I don't think I have the right screen up. Anyway, I'm trading my take profit accounts today, and just to call this out now, I'm going to try something different. I know this is a little bit insane of me, but I'm going to try to trade the S&P 500. I'm going to try to trade the ES contract today. Now, you might question why, and in all reality, I don't have a good explanation. I just woke up this morning and I was looking at the insanity of it all, and I thought, hey, maybe you should be trading the S&P 500 instead of the NASDAQ. Just maybe. So this might be a horrible idea. I don't know. Folks, let me risk my own money. I'm not in any way imploring anyone to follow me, to copy me, to do what I'm doing. I'm just feeling a little froggy. I feel like we have to put a little spiciness into this particular Friday. So with my take profit accounts, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try trading ES, and we're going to see how it goes. I have a plan. I have an idea of what I want to do and how I want to play this out today. But we're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to trade a little bit of ES instead of NQ, switching it up, keeping things fresh. So I just want to let you guys know that. So when the market gets going today, you're not like, what the hell is this guy possibly doing? I don't want to catch anyone off guard. So we're going to be doing that. We're doing the giveaway. Like I said, join up with the Discord. It is free for that first month. And then other than that, let me start getting this ready because today is going to be funky. If you are just joining right now, first of all, late, demerit, you are late to class. That is not good. You need to show up on time. But more importantly, why things are so blood red this morning is because Trump announced new tariffs against the EU. Apparently, the trade talks have not been going well. And then the backdrop of it is this big, beautiful bill, which the market, more specifically the fixed income market, is by no means happy about. Our deficit is increasing at an unsustainable pace. We have forward-looking expectations of inflation increasing. And then we also know that the Fed is not going to be cutting Fed rates until at earliest September. So increasing inflation, no Fed rate cut, deficit not so good, continuation of the trade war that we thought was calming down, and then a big, beautiful bill that is not going to be alleviating any of these problems. So in a nutshell, that's what's happening this morning. And this whole EU trade tariff thing that we got announced was just adding gas to the fire. It was adding gas to the fire, to the bearish fire. And I don't know. I see a lot of you guys are guessing for the downside gap fill before the upside gap fill. And yeah, we're just randomly guessing right now, but I think you're probably right because it's a technical gap fill. We have the 50 EMA. It's the bottom of the EMA cloud. We've already pumped so much. I think it would be still pretty reasonable to pull back and like actually still be in a bullish uptrend, even with the downside gap fill. But once again, we're just randomly guessing here. That is not a systematic way to trade or anything like that. No one in here has a gut that is good enough just to have a vibe and a feel and make all that money. But I kind of do agree with some of the short-term Debbie Downers in here. And we're going to see how it goes. What's wrong with ES? Nothing's wrong with ES. That's why I said I want to trade it today. But when did I say something's wrong with the ES? I said that's what I'm going to attempt to trade. A lot of people in here see me trade NQ, and I didn't want anyone to freak out and call their mom and start crying when they're like, what is it? What is this ES thing? ES is the futures contract for the S&P 500, while NQ is the futures contract for the NASDAQ 100. I was at this dinner last night, and the people I with were like really cool, and they brought up this good point where we were talking about futures trading, as you do in a Wall Street dinner, and they brought up a good point, and ES is like the girl you should go home with, but NQ is the girl you like want to go home with. And that resonated with me. I thought that was an insightful piece of information of like, you know what you should do and you know what you want to do. And some of the times we just don't make the right the right decision whatsoever. Just curious, why don't you prefer trading ES? I only trade ES. It's not as fun. It's the girl you should go home with, not the girl you want to go home with. Jonas, I feel like you're not picking up on my metaphor. Just curious why, once again, you're spamming the same question and I'm giving you the answer right now. ES is the girl you should go home with. NQ is the girl you want to go home with. Dude, if you don't get the metaphor, I don't know. I don't know. Like that's the answer. That is 100%. So NQ has a secret STD. If you've been seeing how I traded NQ lately, yeah, you would say this is like market gonorrhea, I suppose. I haven't thought about it that way, but very well could be. Very, very, very well could be. So we're just going to give it a whirl. We're going to give it a try. Folks, this is college. It doesn't matter. This is Vegas. What happens in Vegas college stays in Vegas college. We're going to give it the old college try. No one's going to kiss and tell. We're just going to see if this ride is maybe exciting. I don't know. Sometimes you have to keep it fresh. Sometimes you have to just do some different things. And this is one of those days. I just don't want things to get stale. I want my brain to be stretched. I got to work on new problems. So that's just where I'm at, folks. And if you don't like it, well, I don't know why you would have any actual opinions on it, because you could trade what you want to trade. Oh, we're getting a little bit of a pop here. But when this opens up, you're going to see a lot of red. So actually, it is this important. So let me just re-show you. Sorry to the people who are here on time, but here's what you need to know. Trump early this morning, 7:43 a.m., basically fighting with the EU. Therefore, I am recommending a straight 50% tariff on the European Union starting on June 1st. Folks, it is May 23rd. Not much time. Obviously, this is a leverage creating statement, as in, hey, we're going to financially punish you unless you come to the table and do what we want you to do, like right now. So he's given them just over a week, basically. And that's the hot news. That's why when the market opens, if we look at the heat map of the S&P 500, you're going to see blood red. You're going to see blood red. And granted, it might recover. I have no idea, dude. If I were as clairvoyant as Punxsutawney Phil, I would let you guys know. But I'm a basic man. I'm your run-of-the-mill streamer wearing a MILF shirt, and I'm just trying to battle through this. I'm trying to battle it out in these trenches with you. If I knew the future, if I could tell you where the market was going, if I could tell you if we had 6 more weeks of winter, I would let you guys know. But I was just not gifted with those mystic abilities. Dude, I'm just like you guys. Just a run-of-the-mill guy. Just a run-of-the-mill guy here. So wanted to explain what's going on there. If you look in the pre-market trading, bearish, 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 bearish. Bearish, 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 bearish. It's just like across the board, the bears are in control. I tried to mark up some levels early this morning in pre-market trading, and you can sell from this dagger at 7:30, 7:45. That didn't matter whatsoever. So it's going to be a spicy day, folks. It's going to be a spicy day. We're seeing a little bit of a reprieve right now. A little bit of a reprieve. Let me get rid of all these lines there. 100% unnecessary. And then to make everything even more complicated, on top of a crazy day like we're having right now, I'm flying dark with my options data. I don't think I can log in. I think the authentication system is having an issue here on Spot Gamma. If anyone can work, something, I don't know if it's a Cloudflare issue or something like that, but something with the JSON is completely broke. So your boy's flying dark. I'm basically flying without pants. And I guess that's just how life goes. So it's gonna be one of those days, folks. It's definitely gonna be one of those days. All right, we have about 8 seconds to go, 5 seconds to go, folks. Best of luck to everyone. I have a sneaky suspicion that today is gonna be wild. So buckle up, Buttercup. Dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Hope you guys do well. How did I want to do this? Okay. Oh, wait. You guys can't see that. All right. Here is not only the take profit accounts, but here I am on ES. Your boy is trading on ES. And then, am I doing this right? I have a crazy idea, and we're just going to let it rip out of the gate. Your boy has a crazy idea, and we're just going to see how it goes. All right. All right. Where are we at? I have an idea. All right. Bye. Oh, wait, that already went. Why did not? Oh, my OCO was way off. What am I in it at? 96.5. Folks, this is some big brain stuff here. This is some big brain stuff. Let me cook on this. I think some viewers here might be thinking, Matt, are you trading the 1 minute market open breakout? That seems crazy. Maybe I am. Or maybe the system is actually a lot more complicated than that, and I don't have the time to explain it to everyone. That could also be it. So, yeah, some of the naysayers in the audience are going to look at this and say, Matt, you put a buy order on top of the 1 minute opening candle. What? Why would you trade that? The odds surrounding the 1 minute Orbo are not good odds. Why are you trading that? And to all of those people, I would say it looks like I did that, but I didn't. It's far more complicated. It is far more complicated. You think I would trade such a rudimentary system? You think your boy, Mr. Statistician Matt, would trade something so run-of-the-mill, so rudimentary? No. You think I would do that? Guys, come on. This isn't my first rodeo. It might seem simple, but that's how you know that what I'm doing is like actually advanced, because I make it seem so simple. That's exactly why you know what we're doing is absurdly advanced. Because like, you know when you're watching basketball and they just like Stephen Curry makes it seem easy to make a three, but in reality what he does is actually absurdly difficult. That's what you're seeing in trading format right now. That's exactly what you're seeing in trading format. I make this game seem easy. I just make it seem easy. So I don't want anyone in here to think that they could just do what I do and play the 1 minute Orbo. You traded the 10-second Orbo. No, it's the 1 minute. Look at that. I already made $1,500, 300, 300, 300, 300, 300. Honestly, on a day like today, I might just call it. You know? Might just, you make 1,500. I feel like I proved my point. I feel like, Jonas, you're right. I love trading ES. Long 2 ES contracts and out real quick. Dude, Jonas and I are crushing ES. First day trading ES in many moons. Many moons have passed since the last time I traded ES. And look at that. That has to be a good omen, right? That has to be a good omen that it just worked. It just like, what? Crack is a hell of a drug. You're telling me. You know what's another hell of a drug? Degenerately trading the 1 minute Orbo. Literally waiting for 1 minute to pass and then just ripping it. I would say that's another one. Another one. Overconfident. What do you mean? I already locked it in, folks. It's right there. You guys saw it in real time. You saw the proof. I called it out. You saw exactly what I did. You saw my entry. You saw my exit. You saw my gains. What do you mean I'm dead? The play's over. I made the money. Your boy was the winner. I guess you could try to say that it's fake and it's made up, but dude, it's right there. This is exactly why the regular guy can't make money in stocks. What? What are you talking about over there? What are you talking about over there? Right, I'm a regular guy. Are you saying I'm not regular? That's a little offensive. That's a little mean. I'm a regular dude just like you. Anyone could have done that. Anyone. Well, maybe not, because it was a super advanced, super secret system. It was a very super secret advanced system. So maybe every guy couldn't do it. All right. We bounced off our first region of support. This was a big open interest level between 70 and 75. So I clocked it in at 72.5. That's pretty much where we opened off, found a bit of support. And I would say that the first real test of the day is going to be at 5,800. Not only is it a key psychological level, but as of market open, there was quite a bit of open interest at 5,800. So I would definitely recommend paying attention to this if we get up there. I wouldn't, on the initial test, by no means would I just be arbitrarily going long there. Why would you go long at potential resistance when you're the farthest away from support possible? By definition, you're taking on the max risk possible. So be careful. At this 5,800, we have seemingly 8 points to go, roughly 8.5 points to go. So this is going to be the first major test. I have low expectations that it's going to break through and hold on attempt number one, just because it is such a pivotal open interest level, such a pivotal technical level. There's just a lot going on here. And then remember, the upside gap fill would be, is that right? No. Oh, it actually might be upside gap fill 25825 if you're looking at SPX instead of SPY. The 5 minute is trying to test and potentially go bullish. The 10 minute, the 30 minute, and the 4 hour are all bearish. Same thing on the NQ. 5 minutes trying to test to go bullish. 10 minute, 30 minute, and 4 hour are currently all bearish. Ever since the market opened, we are slowly but surely climbing to the upside. I guess my 1 minute super secret Orbo strategy worked. So what do you guys have to say about that? I bet you guys are embarrassed. I bet you guys are embarrassed. How does it feel? How does it feel to be so incredibly embarrassed? I want to go back to the 500 tick. Why does that look so ugly? Why does that look so ugly? All right. Are we going to get a VWAP rejection here? Are we getting a VWAP rejection? Where are we at here? We didn't go all the way up. I wouldn't mind fading it off of that level because I do think that it's going to be pivotal. But maybe we just need to be... We came right up to VWAP, got up there, struggled a little bit, little fake out there, maybe finding support. I don't know. At this point, in the short term, I'm kind of just seeing if the market has enough gumption, enough follow through to actually hit 5,800. I do want to remind you that there are some announcements coming out at 10 a.m., as in it's still absurdly early. We are only 8 minutes into the trading day. So definitely don't be like me and just rush stuff. I was just doing it because I'm in one of those moods and I'm not necessarily doing astute trading or anything like that. Reasonable trading. What do we have here? All right. If we close below that, we almost did. We almost did. Nope. Look at that bounce. Right off a standard deviation move. Close. We're playing with fire. The market, we might have a potential VWAP rejection early today. It almost cracked. Got real close, actually. Are we going to do it? Nope. That one didn't close either. It wants to. Look at it. It's getting real close. Look at it. Look at. It's holding on by the skin of its teeth. Almost. Oop, 3. All right, that one closed. Where are we at? 95. I'm in at 95, 89, 88.75. That's my target, and I'm sticking to it. Do I have any good reason to be in this trade? Not really. If I'm being honest, not really. Why are we trading 5 accounts? Because these are take profit, and take profit is the partner of today. Take profit. Use that code GONI to get 30% off. Use that code GINNY to get 30% off. Remember, you're allowed 20 up to 20 on Apex, but on Take Profit Trader, you're allowed 5. And also, just to be clear, I'm trading a new system. I don't necessarily want to start ripping a whole new trade idea on all my accounts when it's not like a well-founded trade idea. I was sitting here this morning and I was like, I want to trade ES instead of NQ today. Folks, I'm more than happy to admit that I am like a degenerate, but I'm not so degenerate that I'm going to sit here early in the morning and say, you know what? I'm just going to completely switch everything up and then trade it on all of my accounts. That would be a bit crazy. And I guess, hey, we're all a little bit crazy, but yeah, no, I don't know. They're the partner of today's show, and I'm also trading in a completely different asset class. It's not like you'd wake up one day and be like, all right, I'm going to start trading like crude oil for no reason, and then just do it on everything. Apex has no discount at the moment, but take profit trader is also good. Exactly. So I'm having fun. We'll see if it goes. We'll see if I could take this down. We'll see how I could do. The 1 minute Orbo system. It worked day one. We have one viable data point for it, and it worked today. So it must mean that it works all the time. Oddly enough, I know you're just joking around, but that's literally how so many retail traders trade. They see one thing happen one time, and they're like, must be how it works. So I should clarify that that trade I did, it worked, but also I was doing that for comedic purposes. Do not do that. If you do that day in and day out, you will blow out. I'm not saying the 1 minute Orbo by itself is inherently bad, but what I am saying is that you have to add other filters to decide if you're taking it, your risks or your reward. There's so many other things to consider on it. So don't just do what I did arbitrarily. Don't just be like, hey man, I'm going to rip it because I can. Like, no. 50% of the time it works every time. I don't know. The retail community is so funny. They see it work and they're like, must. Hey, I saw that guy make money on it. It must work. It must make money. Are we going to go 2 for 2? 2 for 2 here? Come on, brother. Let's see if we could double this up. Bada bing, bada boom. 600 on all 5 accounts. So we're at 3K and climbing. We've already made 3K today. Let's see. Dude, I can read this market better than I could read a book. Granted, I can't read that well, but I can trade this market. I could read this market better than I could read a picture book. I only trade the Orbo on the 1 hour. That's a really popular one. That actually has much better stats associated with it than the 1 minute Orbo. The 1 minute Orbo is the one tick Orbo. Yeah, Andrew, that's some next level stuff. You wait for the first tick of the day and you're like, dude, if it ticks up or down, that is I like it. I'm a fan of it. I am actually a massive fan. That's the type of stuff. Those are the secrets that I don't want to share with other traders because they're just too good. They are simply too good. How do we copy your trades? You shouldn't. You shouldn't be copying anyone's trades on this entire planet. Why would you ever do that? Ever. Never copy. Folks, copying other people's trades is a perfect way to just get blown the fuck out. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know why they're doing it. You don't know their risk tolerance. You don't know their account size. You should never, ever be arbitrarily copying someone else's trades. Ever, ever, ever. Don't do it. I know it's enticing because you might see people who they seem to be profitable, and we all see it on the internet, the pictures of the Lambos and the trips and this and that and the other thing, but you have no idea what's actually going on. And a lot of the times it's exclusively just like for the social media credibility and has nothing to do with actual trading. Do not copy people. Do not do it. It's just, you don't know what they're doing. You don't know their account size. You don't know their personality. Do not copy. I copy trade ideas. Well, Ben, that's because you're next level. Yeah, you don't want to copy someone's system, but copying a trade idea, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Does it help if we say theoretically? I mean, I'm not your mom. I'm not in control of your money, but if you copy someone and you blow out and you lose all your money, don't come crying to me. Don't come crying to me. I know it's enticing. I know people like to do it, but if you don't inherently really get what's going on, all right, we're coming back to this potential support level. Let's see how the market reacts here. Not only is it options level support, but it's also the minute one, that Orbo that we all talk so much about. Let's see if this can actually hold here. Let's see if it can actually hold. And then we have, well, speaking of Orbos, we're actually almost at the 15-minute Orbo, as in the 15-minute opening high and low. It's a fine one. I actually think that the 30-minute and the 1 hour Orbo are far better to pay attention to, far better to trade. But that is my humble opinion. And if you can find an edge, a repeatable trading edge on some other time frame, hey, have at it. But on the screen right now, I am marking out the Orbo for the first 15 minutes, as in opening of market from 9:30 to 9:45, the opening high, the opening low for that time frame. That is the Orbo, the opening range, and then you're either looking for the breakout or the breakdown. What's interesting about the 15-minute Orbo is, regardless of which side you break, whether to the upside or to the downside, the recent data suggests that there's actually a 50-50 shot of you touching the other side of the Orbo at some point in that trading session. So think about this. If we were to touch either the high or the low on the SPY and the Qs, you literally have a coin flip shot, just literally flipping a coin of hitting the other side of the Orbo at some point in that trading session. Now, those odds are not so high. They're not as 50-50 when you go to the 30-minute, and they're even less when you go to the 1 hour. So the shorter your time frame, the more likely it is that you touch the other side of the Orbo. And those odds start to get less likely at the 30-minute, and they're not likely at all when you go to the 1 hour. In theory, this makes sense. Can we copy ideas? Dude, you could do whatever you want. It's your life. What's an Orbo? I literally just explained it. Thumbs up is damn easy. 20,000 viewers. Yeah, smash that like button, dude. Smash it. Kill it. Murder it. Do whatever you need to. What are the odds of revisiting the breakout price? On the other side or on that same side? So if you're not talking about the other side of the Orbo, but let's say there's an Orbo breakout and then you're saying, oh, like to retest that breakout, very, very high. Just because if you think about it, as soon as you break, you're right at that price. So the chance of like just a little bit of dancing around, absurdly high. Absurdly high. A better question would be, what's the chance of it being revisited after, like you have to put in some sort of delay, like at least a 10-minute period after the initial break. Because if you think about this, if we were to break it right now, the chance, okay, let's say we go down to 575.59, like we break it by 1 cent. As soon as you break it, the chance that a couple orders come back through at 60 are high because it's only 1 cent away. It's 1 tick away. So a better way to do that breakdown is after some form of a delay of like, okay, it breaks. And then let's say you pause it for whatever, 10, 20, 30 minutes. What are the chances that it comes back after some time passes? Because the chance of that level just getting traded multiple times as you're going down through it are pretty high. So you need a better definition of what a retest is. And then from there, obviously the odds change based on that time, of course. And then there's other influences. You might have better odds or worse odds depending on options flow. Like there's mathematically, there's like a lot of interesting ways you could start to break that down. Without a doubt. Very quickly, a reminder, today is a Payday Friday, so feel free to sign up. The Discord is free with the code Goonie for the first month, but more importantly, we are doing a Payday Friday giveaway. The fastest marble racer in all the land will be getting not only eternal bragging rights, but $150 of cold hard cash. So in real time, we're going to be selecting someone off of Rumble. In real time, we're going to be selecting someone off of YouTube. But if you want to throw your hat in the proverbial arena right now on locals, you can do so. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And I just basically need you guys to give me a way to reach out to you. So if you are the winner, we don't need that comment. Sometimes these comments mess things up. I don't know why people do that. I just need a way to reach out to you so I can get your PayPal to send you the money, basically. I just need a way to... All right. We're going back for can he do the three-peat? Can he do it, folks? Can he do it? All right. I was just waiting for, well, that's actually a bit of a bummer. It was just enough to hit my super trend and trigger it. Oddly enough, I know that it seems as if I'm just like arbitrarily doing it, but actually all three today have been based off of, granted, it's very rudimentary, but they actually have all been like actual signal-based trade. Well, the first one, I was being a little bit of an asshole, but hey, it worked out. It worked out. Oh, you guys want the tarot cards to predict what's going on in the market today? Did we cross what we need to? I wish we could, but we didn't. I kind of want to do it because we had that one guy in here crying about it, telling me I need to find Jesus. Is that guy still in here? We had this one really weird dude in chat. He's still in here. You still here? This guy in here named Roy was telling me that because I use cat tarot cards, I need to find the Lord, which is a fascinating statement. It really, really is. Like, what do you think happened in Roy's life that somehow his neurons fired in a way that he made the connection of, hey, you're using cat tarot cards, you need to find Jesus. Like, if you guys are basically all therapists. I assume you guys all have high-end degrees in psychology. So if you had to therapize, if you had to do a psycho, like, analytic session of his brain, what do you think happened in his life that this happened? If you had to guess. He's real quiet now, though. He was real mouthy early this morning, and now he's kind of gone. He's kind of gone a little bit, or he's hiding. He went missing after you're the only person that can find him. It's your mission if you choose to accept it. He's right. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Rumble. We all need to find the Lord. We all need to find the Lord. Question, Roy, is the earth flat? That's a good question. Roy, is the earth flat? People in chat, they want to know. They want to know. You know what? Just to make Roy angry, we're not even going to do it. We're not even going to do the 500. We're just going to rip it right here. And just to really drive the point home, we're going to draw 2 tarot cards today. Just literally for Roy. Like, I'm going to dedicate both of these tarot cards for Roy. And it's good that we're doing this. It is good that we are doing this before the 10 a.m. announcement. It is very, very good that we were actually doing this before then. Tarot cards have their roots in the occult. Yeah, dude, I'm a witch. Burn me at the stake. I don't know what to tell you. Did you know that the Bushes, like George Bush, both George Bushes, did you know that their family is tied to the Salem witch trials? Side note, little fun history fast facts with Matt here. I know you guys thought you were coming here for a trading show, but it's actually a history show. Did you know that the Bushes can tie their roots all the way back? I think they have like a great grandma, something like that, that was actually killed for being a witch. Can you here? I know you guys, Bush family, Salem witch trials. See, you guys think I'm full of shit. The Bush family has a notable connection to the Salem witch trials through their distant ancestor, Mary Parker, who was executed by hanging in 1692 for witchcraft. George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush are descendants of Mary Parker. They're witches. We elected 2 different witches to the presidency of the United States. What do all you anti-occult people have to say about that? Huh? We literally put a witch in office 2 times. Literally found guilty of witchcraft. Now, you might be saying they didn't necessarily have the most fair trials, but how wild is that? How insanely wild is that? What other info do we have? Mary Parker, 1637 to 1692, was one of the many individuals accused and convicted of witchcraft. Guilty. She was executed by hanging in 1692. The Bush family connection to Mary Parker, who was found guilty of witchcraft during the Salem witch trials and hanged, makes them a notable example of families whose descendants were affected by the trials. Besides the Bush family, other well-known Americans and relatives involved in the trials are Clara Barton, the Red Cross founder, Lucille Ball, Sarah Jessica Parker, Ray Bradbury, and Alexander McQueen. The Bergen Record reported on local historians' research into the family's connection to the trials, highlighting the widespread impact of trials on various families' lineage. I knew it. Sarah Jessica Parker. You don't have to, it all makes sense now. It tracks if you ask me. So anyway, I'm just saying that if you voted for either of the Bushes, you should have no issue with me also diving a little bit into witchcraft. I'm just saying you cannot stand on your high horse virtue signaling if you and you guys know who you voted for. If you voted for either Bush in any of the elections, you can, by legal definition, have no issue with me ripping a couple tarot cards here right now. I just want to call that out, you know? Without the witches, we would never have the search for weapons of mass destruction. We would have never been in the Middle East. Think about how many things would have happened if they found those witches earlier, you know? Actually, in a weird way, you can almost blame our travesty in the Middle East on the fact that those witch hunters back in the 1600s weren't fast enough and they didn't track Mary Parker down. What does that mean for their children's sacrifices to Moloch? Does that just disappear because they're witches? I don't really know how witch law works. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm an expert on it. I'm new to the world, just trying to figure it out as I go. Am I still in that position? Sorry, we got distracted. Shit, I am. And I'm down money too. Well, that's not good. You need more than Jesus, LOL. I have more than Jesus. I have these tarot cards. Butter up, buckle up, buttercup. whatever the saying would be. Folks, get ready because we're about to rip it. We're going to rip 2 of these cards today just for Roy, dedicating them both. One for Roy, one for our girl, Mary Parker, and a third dedication to the Bush family. Hell yeah. 3, 2, 1. All right. Card on top. First one, the 10 of Swords, symbolically representative of my options account getting stabbed 10 times today by the market sell-off. And hang on. 3, 2, 1. All right, put that on the bottom. Second card, the 8 of Wands, a witch. Oh my God. It's real, folks. What the fuck? We just pulled. They're fucking listening. Mary Parker, lady, we're sorry. It was just a joke. Dude, the fucking witches, bro. What did we just do? What did we just do? The Bush family. Dude, this can't be good. This can't be good, dude. Matt, cut your shit. You're playing with forces you don't understand. Clearly. Dude, clearly we're playing. What the fuck? Oh, that can't be good. Dude, they're listening. They're listening. What are the fucking chances of that? What? I mean, the 10 of Swords, not good, but then we literally ripped the witch sword after this whole thing? What? Oh, man, someone just sold their soul to the devil. I'm telling you, if you ask me, the Salem witch trials did not go far enough. They did not go. You should draw a lightning bolt on your forehead. Folks, name me one other finance show that on any given day to you can prove witchcraft is real. Huh? I don't think they're doing it. I think they're there. This is the most bearish thing I've seen on your channel. Dude, it's not good. And remember, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the dude. I'm just the medium here. I'm just letting you guys know what's going on. I didn't make these rules. I'm starting to connect these puzzle pieces. Maddie Potter. Dude, it feels like Mary Potter is literally talking to us right now. She is pissed off. Rick's on CNBC. Hell yeah. Talking about witches. Give us Rick or give us death.
Treasuries. They've been in focus lately. 2 sizable losses on the week as President Trump threatens the company with tariffs on any phones made outside the U.S. More on the fallout straight ahead. Plus, Apollo's Torsten Slok is here.
All right, here's our boy Rick.
For the month of April. And boy, this number is surprisingly strong. 743,000 seasonally adjusted
There's our boy Rick.
units of single homes. And that's up almost 11% from a downwardly revised 724 in the rearview mirror. That becomes 670,000. This is the highest pace on new home sales going all the way back. Get this. February of 22, and we weren't expecting it. If you looked at existing home sales for April, it was down 0.5%. Its pace at 4 million seasonally adjusted annualized units was the slowest April pace, and April's important, kind of the beginning of that spring season, going all the way back to 09. And the median price for April in existing home
Looks
sales,
like he pulls tarot cards.
was
He's
the
good at
highest
it.
for any median price in April ever. So this really is surprising. And for more detail on why this might have kicked up, let's go to Diana Olick. Diana?
Well, Rick, I'll echo your surprise on this one.
Witch or no witch?
Look at how these numbers are counted.
Thumbs
New
up
home
or
sales are
thumbs
based on
down? Is
signed
this a
contracts,
witch?
so people
Does anyone in here
out
have a
shopping
good
during
witch
April.
radar?
That's when the average rate on the 30-year fix went from 6.71% to well over 7% before dropping back a
Does anyone
little
have a
bit
good
during
read
the
on
end of
this?
the month. But what's interesting here, though, and you set a price. So I have a median price of $407,200, down 2.2% year over year. That's what the builders have been talking about. We heard from Toll Brothers this week that they were lowering prices a bit. And then there are the mortgage rate buy downs, which the builders are able to do and which the existing home sellers are not really able to do. So you're also seeing
Order
supply
canceled.
is actually
It's
up
witchcraft,
dramatically,
folks.
up 8.6% year over year.
Bada
So
bing,
you're
bada
looking at the
boom,
builders
did
with
it
a lot
again,
of supply on their hands.
$950
They do
per
have the leverage to
account.
pull to lower prices
Almost
and
5K.
to buy down those mortgage rates. But
Not
again,
a
when
bad
you saw all
day.
the volatility in
Not a
April,
bad
whether it was the stock
freaking
market
day.
after that big tariff announcement, it's really surprising because the
Your
builders
boy
have
went
told
3
us
for
that they did
3.
see a softening in April. So the question is, do we get a real pullback on this in May? We did
Question
see that
is, should I
pullback, the
stop,
revision
you know?
down in March to much lower than expected. So this is an interesting.
Look at all
one. We'll
that
have to
red.
watch it going
Palantir's
forward.
the
But if you look
only
at the
green
existing
stock.
market, which has a lot more supply on it and is not moving at all.
Everything else
this
is just
number is a real
red.
outlier. I just end with that, David.
Okay, Diana, thank you. Diana,
Red,
let's
red,
get to the
red.
story that is driving the action this morning. The president's tariff posts on social media. He's targeted
What
the
are they
EU
saying about the tariffs?
And Apple will stay in D.C. Eamon Javers is there. He's got the latest on this harsh message for the European Union. Eamon.
David, I can tell you that the White House believes that the stock market is overreacting to the president's tweets this morning.
Well, no
these
shit,
should be
dude.
viewed really as threats, as negotiating leverage by the president, who is negotiating with the EU. He is negotiating with Apple.
Ginger equals
Look
witch,
at this
no
tweet
soul.
here this
That's a
morning. You can
valid
see the
point.
tell. Our discussions with them are going nowhere. Therefore, I am recommending a straight 50% tariff on the European Union starting on June 1st, 2025. There is no tariff if the product is built or manufactured in the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So, David, obviously, you know, this is not a legally binding social media post, right? And for the president to say he's recommending such a tariff, obviously he's not implementing it until we see legal paperwork on that. And the question here is, who is
What
he
if he just
recommending
doesn't
to,
do
right?
it
I mean,
and this whole
he's the
sell-off
ultimate
was just
decider.
bullshit?
Generally, your staff recommends to you as the president of the United States what your options are, and then you, the president, decide what to do. For the president to say he's recommending that, it's sort of like throwing it out there into the air. You know, I've got this idea of this. I think, you know, this should be seen as a preview of this call, which we expect between U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer and his EU counterparts at 11 a.m. East Coast time. This is, I think, the president trying to create some space for Jamieson Greer to demand a better deal from the Europeans in that call. We'll see if it's effective, but I can tell you again, the White House views the overall stock market as overreacting to what the president put out on social media.
Well, I think
You
it's a
think they're really
reminder,
going to
Eamon,
go up
that
there and be
the
like,
president
yeah, we're
can
going to
do
sell
this,
off more?
right? And we were in de-escalation mode, and now we're in escalation mode. The market doesn't like that one as much.
Yeah, I mean, at least rhetorically.
All right,
I mean,
we're getting
he
the
hasn't
options
actually
flow. It's
escalated
coming in.
anything, but the rhetoric is a
The
little
Mag
higher.
7 sold off from
That's why some
939 to
critics this morning,
954,
Eamon,
and now
sort
we
of
are
allege that it's an
uptrending.
attempt to distract from the dinner last night.
And then same thing with the S&P 500 from 9:37 to 10 a.m. Downtrend, and since the turn of the hour, we have now a nice uptrend. I haven't actually seen the trace map yet today, so let's give that thing a little looky-see here. A little looky-see. All right, quite a bit of positive gamma right where we are now. So quite a bit of positive gamma. 57.25-ish, and then that's for the full chain. Above us, we have negative gamma. There's a negative gamma node right above 5,800. So in the event that the bulls can recapture 5,800, there's actually a really nice shot of getting the upside gap fill to 58, 25, 26, whatever you want to call. The issue is that's going to be a very serious fight. Like, that is not a given of the victor in that particular battle. So I am watching that. Obviously, coming back here, can we zoom in a little bit more? Yeah, you could see we have this negative gamma at 5,800. So above it, there is a node of positive gamma at the upside gap fill, which would make it another natural target. So be careful there. We have a transition from negative to positive gamma around 57.80. This morning when I was mapping things out, it was a little bit lower. Like I said, it wasn't at 80, it was closer to 70. So it's probably within that particular region. So, okay, that's the transition. We have a positive gamma. There's another one up at 58.50. So these levels are all still pretty much accurate. We have the upside gap fill, 58.25. is also an open interest level, and then 50 is the next one. So big battle at 5,800. In the event that the bulls can recapture that, you have the next natural test at 25, which is also an open interest level, but it's also just the upside gap fill, which many traders are going to be playing. From there, you have the closing value from yesterday, 58.42, and then after that, you have this open interest level at 58.50, which is also aligning with like those two different nodes that we're seeing. So that would be the bull case, and like I cannot stress this enough, that is not a given. It is definitely not a given because this is going to be a big battle, 5,800. So that's what I'd be looking if the bulls are victorious. However, if the bears win that, well, then it's pretty easy that we're just watching a rejection back to the low 5,700s, which is pretty much the intraday low. We double bottomed off of that, and it's a key open interest level. All right. Now, from a 0DT perspective, remember, the map itself is the full chain. On the left side, quite a bit of positive gamma here, which the way I view it means that it's not really that worthwhile to chase this to the downside because there's simply too much support. As when you see this positive gamma, as we dip into it, the market makers, to properly hedge out their books, they have to be buyers. So you're literally going to be fighting the market makers if you're shorting down into this, because all this positive gamma suggests that once again, they have to buy. The interesting point also on a 0DT perspective is all of this negative gamma. What position is this? It is long puts at 5,800. So that player, remember, it's long puts, as in that person wants it below 5,800. That could be interesting because if that person goes from in the money to out of the money, they might start to puke their position. And if they do that, they would have to be selling their puts. And when you sell that, that means you're removing that negative gamma that you added to the system, which is mathematically the same as adding positive delta. Sorry, I said gamma, but I meant delta. Remember, when you buy puts, you are adding negative delta. When you sell puts, you are removing negative delta. So this will be going, right now it's in the money, but as that pushes up and it's getting tested, your delta is going to go to 50-50. And if that person starts to feel the heat, we actually even have these long calls up to 58.60, 1.3 thousand. So these are the levels I'm watching. Obviously, we have a bit of support here at 75, and then there's large support at 25, 57.25. This actually looks like a put credit spread, 57.25 spread by 5,700. Yeah, there's a chance that these two trades are paired together. This is a put credit spread, 57.25. They might be independent positions, but I wouldn't be surprised if that player is basically saying, hey, I want it above 57.25, and then they're hedging their downside risk at 5,700. So it seems as if, once again, the battle's just here. We are kind of awkwardly in between two major zones, but I cannot stress this enough. This is going to be the battle of the day. Do not, you could, once again, I guess, sometimes I get ahead of myself and say, don't buy it at this point, because it could easily be rejected. But then I remember, I am not your mom, and you could do whatever the hell you want. But from a risk standpoint, you're taking on the most risk possible because you're the farthest away from support. Buying it at the top of the day, generally not a smart thing to do. So once again, do what you want, but this is the battle right here. Don't be surprised if the battle takes a little bit to actually play out. Of course, there is some form of a chance that it just breaks and rips. We are getting the wait, which was this a 50? Oh, the 15-minute Orbo and the 30-minute Orbo ended up being the same Orbo. So we just got the 15-minute and the 30-minute bullish Orbo breakout. We took out the first high there. And then the next thing, if you trade the initial balance, which is the 60-minute Orbo, obviously we would have to wait till 10:30 and see what the high and the lows are at that particular point. But buckle up. Look at that. It's almost as if we should be watching these. It's almost as if these levels that I'm calling out before the market even opens is pretty freaking important. Orbo is an opening range breakout or breakdown, and you could just change it by the time frame. So if you want to trade the 5-minute Orbo, it's the first 5-minute bar of the day, or the 10-minute, or the 50-minute, or the 30, or the hour. The hour Orbo is also referred to as initial balance for whatever reason. I'm sure there's some sort of historic relevance for that. But a lot of people like to trade the 30-minute and the 1 hour Orbo breakout, breakdown, or retracements, or things along that line. But we just saw the 30-minute. That is bullish. It went up, came back, got a little bit of a retest. Maybe it holds, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I care. It's interesting that the high above the Orbo, like where we pointed to, was exactly 5,800. So this is what I'm watching. Obviously on attempt number one, the bears defended, and we're going to see how it goes. Honestly, it's probably not even bears defending. I would assume it's actually people taking profits. We could actually double check that. Not really. The options market is holding decently. The Mag 7 is holding decently. Yeah, it's just as of right now, not quite a bit of follow. Well, not enough follow through, but let's see. Let's see. Thus far for me today, I am 3 for 3. I had 3 different trades of 300 and some change. So that's why I'm up to 947 on my take profit accounts. The reason I'm using these take profit accounts is because right now they are the partner of today's show. Take Profit Trader. Right now they're just offering a really good deal, 30% off, no activation fee. Just use that code Goonie. So you can trade up to 5 of their pro accounts. Other platforms such as Apex allow you to have more. You could go up to 20, but Take Profit, you are limited to 5. So I want to be clear about that. You are limited to 5. But anyway, on Take Profit Trader, if you use that code Goonie, Gonie, you will get 30% off, and you do not have to pay an activation fee. And those are the exact ones that I am trading right here. And for the first time in many, many moon, I am actually trading the ES contract. I am trading the futures contract for the S&P 500. Normally in here, if you've seen my stuff, you probably see me trading the NQ contract, the NASDAQ. But I just wanted to switch things up. I wanted to know if maybe I'd have a bit more luck with ES over NQ, and maybe we will, maybe we won't. In all reality, we don't have that many data points, being I just arbitrarily decided to do it this morning. Just arbitrarily decided to rip it this morning. So we're going to see. All right, in about 15 minutes, we are going to be doing the Payday Friday giveaway. So in real time, we're going to select someone off of Rumble. In real time, we're going to select someone off of YouTube. But if you want to try to be the representative of locals, you could do that now. Follow the link pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. And then also, as you guys are signing up, if you do have an interest in getting in the Discord, when you're in locals, there's a giant Discord button right there. You cannot miss it. And then if you look at this pinned message, welcome, read this to get into the Goonie Trading Discord. Not that hard. Like, you either follow that link or you click on this giant button. I see some people already asking. It is not that difficult to track down. Not that difficult to track down. I'm just wondering. All right. Well, the Bears successfully defended 5,800 the first time. They successfully defended it. Will they keep defending it? The SPY started to pop starting at 10:15, a bit of a give back here. Same thing on the Mag 7 from 9:54 up till 10:16. We saw a nice upward delta trend. We're giving a bit of it back right now off of the 5,800 attempt 1 rejection. Wealthy G Money, yo, chill. What are you doing, dude? What the fuck are you doing? Well, he just got banned. Congratulations. That was so obvious that was going to happen. Jesus, dude. How did you really think you were going to get away with that? Like, honestly? My Sim 101 account has made a huge recovery this morning. Hell yeah, brother. Trump in 3 hours. What time is Trump talking at today? Is it on the schedule? Is it on the old schedule? What do we have? I don't know why there's this cookie. The president departs from the White House. President arrives. The president, 3 hours. You're saying he's talking at 1? He's doing executive orders today at 1. I think I would assume that's what you're referring to. Looks like he's signing executive orders. Huh. Interessante. Well, we have a little bit of a downtrend. We have a little bit of an uptrend. And right now we are just kind of waiting to see who's who and what's what and how's how. You know? That one's actually breaking down, but It's also just on the 1 minute. So I kind of care less about the technicals on such short time frames. I find that the larger time frames are a bit more important, a bit more impactful, a bit more pivotal. But regardless, that was a pretty good profit-taking opportunity. You don't have anyone to blame but yourself. If you chased there, that was silly. I told people not to chase, because why would you want to chase at resistance? And if you took this reversionary trade, well, congrats. That actually worked out nicely. You're already up 10 points, which on an ES contract is already $500. It's already $500. It's already $500. So the Orbo breakout, actually, that is, you could do a fib pullback level. That's another thing you could theoretically do here. All right, so the 50% pullback of this range is pretty much where we're at right now. It also happens to be this recent support, but from this low at 948 to the high at 1012 over that period, if we're looking at fib pullbacks, obviously this is the 50% right here, and I could draw it the other way to see if you want the other extensions. Nope, I already drew it the wrong way again. All right, the 50% pullback is here. The 62, we have a little bit to go, and then the deeper pullbacks, the 78. So I'm not really the biggest fib trader level, but just because I see people in chat asking about it, I figure I'll call those out just so you can see how much. The Orbo breakdown just scored me 3,600 calling a day. Dude, congrats. Congrats. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting to see if this could actually recover, or are we fulfilling the 50% odds of going to the other side of the Orbo for that 15-minute. We didn't really get much movement in the first. Well, we didn't get much movement from 9:45 till 10. So the 15-minute Orbo and the 30-minute Orbo ended up being the exact same Orbo. And as you could see here at 10:12, we did get that upside breakout. It only lasted for about a minute because before you knew it, we got pushed right back into this range. So obviously, trend and range is kind of defined based on the time frame you're looking at. But I would say from an intraday perspective, we're just really not trending, which is interesting to say the least. It's interesting to say the least. I wonder. The SPY was selling off, maybe a bottom there. The Mag 7 got hit pretty decently from 1018 till 2021, but we might be flattening out right here. We might be flattening out. Who knows? Who knows? Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. All right, if this one hits, it's my final trade of the day. I'm trying to get out at 58.11. I'm hoping that this is a little fake out breakdown below VWAP, and we just recapture VWAP and go back and retest 5,800 on SPX, which if we do that, that means on ES, we will be above 58.11, which means I'm going to get my fill, and then I'm pretty much done. This is my fourth trade of the day. Thus far, we are 3 for 3. We're going to see how this one plays out. What is your bias currently? On a swing basis, I have no bias. On a short-term basis, obviously, I am bullish right here, and we're seeing if we could bag a final 10 points. Oh, wait. You guys can't see it? Sorry. My bad. You should be able to see it now. But anyway, as of now, officially realized, locked in 3 for 3, and this is my fourth trade. So the first 3 made me 945 after commissions, and then the final trade is live right now. And if I hit this, it will be my final trade. I guess if I don't, technically I could keep degenerately trading if I so choose. But really the play is simple. Like there's nothing that special to it. It's basically just saying, hey, I think we're going to retest 5,800 because it's a key level, and it is interesting if the market wants. The market likes to examine supply and demand at pivotal levels. The most pivotal level of the day is 5,800. So I think there's a better chance than not that we touch it another time. Now, does that mean it's going to happen? No. And if it does happen, does it happen to happen right now? No, of course not. But to me, it looks like we have a little bit of an overshoot of this low, a little stop loss hunt. Then we have this trend line breakout. We have a recapture of VWAP. It's adding up, which is why I decided to do it. So let's see how this one goes. Hey, Matt, why is GME up like 10% in the last 2 days? Well, you see, because people are buying it at higher levels than they previously were. And when that happens, it tends to push the price up. So, for example, let's say a stock is trading at 10 and then the next day it's trading at 11. That means that people bought it and sold it at $11. So now it's trading higher. That's it's definitely a nuanced part of the market, but I think it's interesting. I think it's definitely interesting. Go. Go, 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 go. We almost got there. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Don't make me pull another tarot card. Don't make me pull another tarot card. I will. Come on, hocus pocus. Come on, hocus pocus. Abracadabra, alakazam, show me that money. Good people make money. Good people make shit. Seriously? You're going to do that to me? A tick away? 5810.75 and my fills out. No, you can't. That's illegal. You can't do that. You can't do that. I want a refund. No, dude, a tick away? One tick away? It's going to do me dirty like that? It's going to do your boy dirty like that? It's because I exposed the bushes earlier today. I cannot believe. I cannot. I can believe it because obviously we were calling out the witchcraft. That is a dirty, dirty one tick away. One freaking tick away. And this is how it treats me. This is what happens when you make a deal with the devil. I suppose so. Jesus, that's not ideal. One tick Kohrs. I get called that for a myriad of reasons. It's called market manipulation. Yeah, dude, it's the dark pools, brother. It's the dark pools hid my orders, and that's why I didn't get a fill. It's the short ladder attacks. It's the freaking short ladder attacks. Those damn dark pools strike again. Yeah, all these short ladder attacks. The dark pools were front running me. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Dude, all the way back to break even now? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Come on, just rip it up. I cannot believe this happened. It was so freaking close. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said good people make money, because the second I said that, we put in this lower high, which I at least thought we would double top, but we put in a lower high, a tick from my profit. One tick from my profit. I think the market's trying to tell me something. I think the market is maybe telling me I'm not a good person. Those damn short pool ladders. That's what it feels like. It's either that or it's Mary Parker. Mary Parker turned the market and she screwed me over. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Greedy. Well, that makes no sense. Isn't that funny how if the market turns right before your profit target, people call you greedy. But then if you get out early and it keeps going, people are like, dude, why weren't you patient? Like you were riding the trend. It's so funny how people love to Monday morning quarterback like that. And they literally just use the opposite of the situation to try to tell you how you're wrong. If you get out early and it keeps going, they're like, where was your patience? You got to be disciplined. You got to ride the trend. And then if it doesn't hit you and it turns, why were you being so greedy? Why would you possibly do that? It's so funny. It's so funny how people do that and they don't realize how idiotic they are for possibly doing that way. It's always commentary via hindsight. Always commentary via hindsight. And you see it so much as well in like the education space to try to explain why people are wrong. It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Overtraded. How do you know that I overtraded? How do you know what this system is at all? For some people, trading 10 times in one day is not overtrading. For other people, trading 10 times in a year might be overtrading. Like, what are you talking about? Overtrading is an internal personal thing depending on you and your strategy. You think there's just like a clear-cut definition of overtrading? Like just universally accepted for every single trader on this entire planet? Like when you exceed a certain number, that's overtrading. Well, I guess I learned something every single day. Here I was thinking it was different per system, per risk tolerance, per signal, per style of trading, but I learned something every single day. I didn't realize that we had a genius in chat explaining to us how it works. How lucky are we, folks? How lucky are we that we are graced by the presence of such an expert trader that he's telling us exclusively how the market works? How incredibly lucky are we? Man, guys, just soak it in. You are in the presence of a genius trader. Make sure you are writing all this down. Where would we be without him, where would we be without him? All right, it is about that time that we do the Payday Friday giveaway because the market is not moving. So let's see how this actually goes. Triggered? No, I'm being facetious because I think you're stupid. That's not triggered. If I was triggered, you'd see me like on tilt, ripping my accounts, doing dumb shit. I'm literally just making fun of you. The overtrading is hurting you, man. Don't know how you care about it. Just the trades down, dude. Just put the trades down. What? How can you check gamma? Can I check the gamma? Well, more important is the delta right now. More important is the delta. You want to see the delta flow. The SPY is picking up and the Mag 7's kind of trending up. I do have another service I could check out. Hang on one second. What is this? Well, that's not right. I do have one more service that could give us insight to options momentum. Hang on. Looks like a floor is being put in at 57.50, potentially 57.90 if we can hold 5800, and then 5800 is currently the ceiling that we need to break above, which will not be an easy battle whatsoever. And then in terms of options flow, let me just double check one other thing. Where are we at today? Actually, it's favoring the bulls a little bit more. The average strike being played on the put side is weakening, as in it's going up higher. And then the average call being played started at 58.50, and it's actually increasing. So from the call side and from the put side, from market open until this moment, you are seeing higher strikes being played. Higher strikes being played on calls, higher strikes being played on puts. Hey, Matt. Just curious about the new system. What is your risk? No risk. Scott. I just don't believe in it. I decided last night I no longer believe in risk. It was an epiphany I've had between last night and this morning that I think a lot of traders are too caught up with this concept of risk. And I just figured if we're all so like fucking fascinated with risk, that means you're fascinated with losing money. And I just don't like those vibes. So I have now internally disavowed risk. I just don't believe in it anymore. And I just don't like, if you put that out into the universe, that's what you're going to get back. And that's what I feel happens, you know? So I just don't believe in it, like at all anymore. Well, I'm done for the day. I made about $1,500. I was, I guess, $50 shy of $1,500. Should I go for another $50? I mean, there's no way you could lose on your last trade, right? I wanted to make $1,500, but I'm at $14,042. You can't lose on your last trade, right? Like, it's impossible. Like, it has to work, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Right? You can't lose it. There's like no way it gets rejected right here, right? Right? Like if I were to do this, everything's high risk if you're a pussy. What am I in at? Shit. 11, 12. All right. Let's just try to get these accounts to a nice 15. Shit. Oops. There's never been a time where you overtrade by one time just to get that final tick and you lose your whole account, right? Right? There's no way your final trade goes against you, right? No way. No way has that ever happened before where you know you should be done and you do one final trade and it blows out your account, right? That can't happen, can it? It's never happened to anyone. It's guaranteed. Like, it has to hit. Oh, come on. Hey, show me that money. Show me those green bills. Show me those green bills. What happened to your Apex accounts? I don't see them. Like I said, the sponsor of today's show is Take Profit Trader, dude. Shit. Was this actually... I guess I should have waited for this entry. Maybe I should have... There's no way the market pukes from here, right? 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 There's no way I top ticked it, right? Right? I need someone to give me some self-assurance here. Okay, that's what I want. Yeah. Stocks only go up. Okay. Midwest, I appreciate that. This might have been my dumbest move of the day. This is what happens, dude. You trade for a reason, like a solid reason 4 times based on a system, and then you rip it your last one, and then that's the one that gets you in trouble. At 1,000%, thank you, Jay Keith. Okay, we just got it confirmed. 1,000%, it cannot go against me. Thank you. Yep, as soon as Jay Keith says that, Jay Keith, I appreciate that. I'm actually going to dedicate this. Good people make good money. Thank you. Jay Keith is really spitting some facts here. He guaranteed me 1,000% chance it cannot plummet for here. And then he also reminded us of the one core truth of the stock market, that good people make money. Thank you, Jay Keith. Thank you. It's AMC manipulating the market. Oh, brother. Oh, no. Come on. This has actually gone on. It was supposed to be in and out within like a minute. This has gone on a little bit. All right, market. Ha ha ha. It was a funny test. Funny show, Mr. Market. Let's not do this anymore. Ha ha ha, stock market. I get it. I'm the laughing stock. It's a joke, but you can give me my profits now. I don't want this to... Imagine that, dude. Imagine if I streamed to thousands of people that I top ticked it. That would be embarrassing. That's something a content career might not be able to come back from. That is something that a content career might not be able to come back from, folks. So, Godspeed, you know? Godspeed. You have to trade again. So double down. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that we should double down? Right here, lower my average? Is that what I'm hearing? I actually do not have a good feeling about this. But maybe you know what we need to do. Oh, wait, is this a pump? Here we go. Hey, Macarena. Hey, Macarena. Knew it. 1,500 right on the nose. I'd like to dedicate this to all the haters in the audience right now, because it must be so tough to be you. Day in and day out, you guys want to see me stumble. Day in and day out, you guys want to see me falter, and you just never get the opportunity. I legit feel bad for you. I could not imagine being you. I could not imagine being a hater in chat because you just never get your opportunity to be in the sun. Every day, Monday to Friday, day in, day out, you just have to come to the show and you're just like absolutely steaming. And then you just never get a break. I always just crush it. You just never get that chance to breathe. You never, I feel for you. I feel for you, but right there, 1,500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what's that, 7.5K? That's sick. That's sick. And now, well, I'm just looking for that test of 5,800. We are getting, I don't know, higher lows, so the bulls are buying it up earlier each time, but once again, I cannot stress this enough. This test is a massive test. There's no guarantee we break out here. 5,100, massive technical level, massive psychological level, massive options level. Actually, did the options level change per chance? Nope, it is still there. Huge negative gamma node. Huge negative gamma node. Whoa, someone slapped in a massive, what the fuck is this? A call debit spread? Folks, that's a bullish position and it's new. Someone just put in a giant bull credit spread. Debit spread, sorry. I'm used to saying a credit spread as in they want it below, but this is a debit spread. This is a bullish bet. This is a risk mitigated way to play 58.90. 21,000? What the fuck? What? What is that person doing? We need to dive into this. That was... Yeah, they just did it in the past 30 minutes, maybe in the past 15 minutes. Yeah, look at in the past 15 minutes, someone slapped a massive call debit spread. That is a bullish bet. Literally just happened in the past 15 minutes. For today, it expires today. What the fuck is going on, Batman? Someone is betting on a massive bounce back today, but not all the way. Basically, they're betting we get to 58.90, but not exceeding 5,900. Or if we do exceed 5,900, they're not going to care. It's just their profits are going to be limited. That's a big bullish bet that just hit. A big bullish bet. Trump is going to backtrack. Honestly, this is seemingly a bet that you're right. This is and it's not small. It is 21,000 shares for today. If we rip up to 5,900, this is the second time this week that we have clear-cut, proven evidence of insider trading. That would be the second time this week. On Wednesday, 2 days ago, we had this is another 99 percentile. On Wednesday, we also had a 99 percentile trade that we would drop, and we got that horrible bond auction. This is another 99 percentile trade. When I say that, I mean 99% of the time, we do not see bets of this size. 99% of the time, actually 99.5, as in we only see these types of bets 0.5% of the time. 0.5%. If in the event that we rip up to 5,900, first of all, that will be sick. Second of all, someone fucking knows something. If we get a weird piece of news of I don't even know what it would be, Trump backtrack, I don't know what it would be, but this is not a call credit spread as in a ceiling. This is a call debit spread as in they are betting on the market going up today. It expires today. It's a 0 DTE today. Fuck, dude. That's crazy. How many did they get? Well, you're looking at one side. Remember, it's a spread play, but they got right here, 21,000. 21.5 thousand contracts. On the long call side and on the short call side, it is spread 5890 by 5900. And it was placed within the past 15 minutes. Someone knows something, folks. I don't know what they know. I don't know who they know. I don't know what's going on, but something smells fishy. Is it a witch? It very well could be a witch. It very well could be a witch. Trump will say his account got hacked and the news was fake. I see your 21,500 contracts and raise you 5. Jesus. Maybe a tax write-off. What the fuck? No. No. A tax write-off? What are you talking about, dude? A tax write-off? That would put us all the way up. Hang on, I gotta scroll all the way out. That would put us all the way up here, folks. I want you guys to appreciate the bet that just came in. It would put us all the way up there, as in above yesterday's high. If we take out yesterday's high today, I fucking quit. This game is rigged. It's bullshit. Trading is stupid. It's just dudes who have too much money. It's their form of astrology. If we saw, dude, after that gap down, not only do we have to hit the upside gap fill and take out the closing value from yesterday and take out the open interest level and take out the high from yesterday, then we have to push even higher than that. Dude. The odds of this happening are extraordinarily low, but yet it is still fascinating to see that bet hit the tape. And it hit it in the trading session today. I do not think it's statistically advisable for any of you guys to hop onto that because it's not a little bit away. It is a bit away. But if we see that somehow play out, that will be disgusting. That will be disgusting. Mag 7 options are trending up. SPY options are trending up. Dude, Tesla's picking up. There is fuckery afoot. There is fuckery afoot. $400,000 to win $21 million. I didn't crunch the numbers myself, but it looks like you guys already have. So I guess it's a $400,000 bet to potentially win up to $21 million. Like I said, I haven't tracked the numbers myself, but maybe that's true. Maybe if the EU folds, But like, I mean, I can't, the fascinating part is it's not for next week. They're betting it happens today. Today. 9.6 million for trade. I don't know what you're talking about, Kevin. What could that possibly mean? 9.6 million for trade. Kevin, help me help you. What the fuck are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? The trade costs that, or they're risking that? Are you even talking about the spread? What? Give me fucking context. What are you saying, dude? Even without the spread, 58.90 calls are $70. But remember, the other side of the spread makes it cheaper because one is long premium, the other one is short premium. So, Chris, I'm not sure if you're getting the spread part. But yeah, when you sell premium, it makes cheaper. Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, yes, I know our attention's now drawn all the way up here, but please don't forget the fact that we're still battling it out here, 100 points below it. And as of now, we just got our second swift rejection at 5,800. Rejected, and that means it is the perfect time to do the Payday Friday giveaway. So, folks, get stoked. You still have time to throw your hat into the arena on locals. Just do what the other 107 people did, and let's see how this rocks. So, like I said, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. You still have time, but in real time, let's pick people off of YouTube. Giveaways. Random number. Anyone can participate. It's a number between 1 and 150. Go. It's live. You guys are all guessing way too low. Chaos in Roswell. The artist. Chaos. Congrats to you, dude. Congrats. What number did you guess? Was it? Oh, I just restarted. I wanted to know what the number was. But yeah, no, shout out to Chaos. I don't even know what the number was, but congrats to you. All right, we got our first guy. Random number generator, 10 to 25. We're going to pick someone off of Rumble. 25. We are going with 25. 25. All right. So random number generator said 25. The first comment I see is what the Zokion guy. So we're going to do 25 comments past that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Evader. All right. So we have Chaos. We have Evader. Stay in chat, because if you're the winner, we're going to have to get your information. So do not leave chat. If you leave chat and we can't track you down, we're going to have to put the money in the pool for next week. So do not leave chat. Evader right here. EVAD3R. Do not leave chat. All right. So we got that. And then how many people entered over here? We have 108. So, all right, between 1 and 108. All right, we have 49. We have 78. And we have 35. So 35, 49, and 78. Let's track all those people down. So there's 25 per page. Next. So the first one is 35. So 26, 27, 28, 29. Why do people do this? Stop commenting. All right. Anyway, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Char Mill. Oboe Scap. Oboe. We'll call you Oboe. Oboe. All right. And then the bottom one here, 59, would be Matt's Loose Knee. That's actually hilarious. Bill Brown. All right. Next page. If we go to the bottom of that, that's going to be the 75th person. If it ever loads. Load. All right. That's 75, 76, 77, 78. Andy. Like Toy Story. Andy. All right. We have our 5 competitors. All right. We don't need that. Very quickly, look at the flow. The SPY kind of going sideways right now. Mag 7 is still showing strength. So I get prices getting hit a little bit here, but look at the overall trend of the Mag 7. We're seeing some strength. We're definitely seeing some strength. What in the world is going on with that play? I just keep thinking about it. The 21,000 debit spread. If that hits today, I'm going to be punching the air. Like, just so evidently someone within, because the only reason we would go up there is with like crazy news, as in someone knew the crazy news. Like, come on, man. All right, we don't need that. Race, random track. All right, we are doing the dojo. And then let me get the 5 racers, add names. All right, representing the red land of YouTube is Chaos. Representing the green land of Vade 3R. And then we have locals, Billy, Bilbo. We have Obo, and then we have Andy from Toy Story. All right. These are our competitors. Cool. Bots. Good. Let's get that ready. We don't need this. But what we do need is some good tunes. All right. Now, before we see these 5 purebred athletes race it for everything, what's everyone's best guess? Who do you think is going to win? We have Chaos, we have Evader, we have Billy, we have Andy, and we have Obo. Who, like, if you had to bet right now, your entire brokerage account, the entire shebang, who do you think has it? Who do you think's been trading? Who do you think wants it most? Who do you think's going to be our fastest trader? We got some votes coming in for Chaos. We got some votes coming in for Obo, Chaos, Evader. All right. The community's a bit split. Andy's getting some votes. No one's going for Billy. All right. Now we have a couple Billies coming in. He might be the dark horse candidate. All right. Well, let's see how this one goes. Let me get which one do we want? Kohrs at the disco. All right. This could be funny. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please do not blink. These are 5 of the fastest racers that the tracks have ever seen. We are on the pristine dojo path. I don't think we've raced this one before. We've previewed it, but I don't think we've ever really put an tire to the pavement on this one. So, folks, as I said, don't blink because you could miss it. And we are going in 3, 2, 1. All right, Obo with a good start. Who's going to get... What is over there? What is that? Obo got a drop somehow. What's going on here? I don't understand the start. Oh, they're trying to fall. Chaos cannot figure out his way. Chaos is in last. Obo getting the first drop. Obo. Followed by Billy, followed by Andy, followed by Evader, and Chaos is finally waking up. All right, Obo is leading the pathway, taking the right option. Who's he going to be followed by? Billy also taking the right option, and Andy. Obo first jump, really speeding up, and dead. All right, well, I guess the first bird did not get the worm. All right, Billy. Now in first because Obo yeeted himself off the cliff. Andy maybe using this little misstep. Oh, Evader maybe using it. We have 3 close competitors, and then Chaos is just back there doing his best. But Billy currently leading the path. All right, catching the speed up. Not really missing too much here. Solid race, taking the left path, followed by Andy, followed by Evader. There's a couple more. Overshot it. Will Evader, Chaos comes out of nowhere. Billy overshot what he needed. But he found his way back. He did not let the misstep cost him. Chaos coming in flying, but Billy back in the lead after a rare misstep from the competitor. Followed by Evader, followed by Chaos, followed by Andy. At this point, it's still anyone's race, folks. We are running into a little bit of a snafu here, if you will. Let's see how Billy fares. Evader coming in. Billy almost died. Got to the edge of the map. All right. Will Chaos is fighting, trying to use these turnstiles to his advantage, but not enough to overcome Billy. But Chaos is putting up a fight. Going on the right path. Smart, trying to avoid all of these. Is this it? Billy! Will Chaos catch up? Doesn't look like it. Congratulations, Billy. Chaos, a notable second, followed by Andy. And then we have Evader, who's just like, I guess, chilling on the day at this point. He's just chilling on the day. Evader. Still a competitor. Nope. Dead. All right. That's sad. Last second murder. Evader died. That's a sad one. But anyway, congratulations to Billy. We kind of knew it. He was a dark horse candidate. No one was really pulling for him. So I think it gave him the perseverance, the grit in the last second there to really try to show people what's up and who's who. So congratulations to Billy. Notable shout out to Chaos. That was quite the recovery you guys had there. So obviously join me in a round of applause. Congratulations, Billy. I will be reaching out to you later today. So be on the lookout for a message from your boy so I can get your PayPal, so I can send you your dineros. You're winning. But obviously you do not need to wait at all for your bragging rights. That is now instantaneous. I give them to you. Feel free to update your resume. Feel free to update your LinkedIn profile. But you will now go down in history as a Goonie racing victor. So massive congrats to you, Billy. Like I said, the money will be coming later today, but all the other spoils of your victory you can enjoy right now. You can enjoy those right now. Massive congrats to all the competitors. I appreciate you guys. Everyone who has the balls to step up to this and attempt to compete, you deserve nothing but a round of applause. It takes a lot to put yourself out there. So congrats to all of you folks. Congrats to all of you. Market, surprise, surprise, getting rejected multiple times at 5,800. We were overshooting some of the recent lows, but we're holding this major low from 1020. If this play is going to hit that we have all the way up there at 58.90, the market's going to have to get going. If something absurd gets announced, like just like some insane news that gets the market to rip, it's so obvious that some shenanigans are going on. And then even if it doesn't, who is that person? What the hell were they doing? What was the bet? What was the point? We started this show with a lot of questions and no answers. And here we are at 11 a.m. with no answers and unfortunately even more questions. So what in the world is going on? What in tarnation? Well, folks, that's what I have for you. Obviously, before I let you go, shout out to Take Profit Trader. Use that code Goonie, Goonie, to get 30% off and never pay an activation fee. At this moment in real time, this is the best offering if you want to trade with someone else's money. Remember, I love sim-to-funded trading because it's the perfect in between of paper trading, no risk, no reward, and trading with your own account where it's just the risk of your entire account. So I really like it just because it's that in between where you have some skin in the game, but you're not really risking your entire portfolio because you're risking whatever you put on your credit card. So I think it is that perfect transition mechanism from paper trading to your full funded account, is that perfect in between. And right now, this is the best financial offering for all of you. Use that code Goonie to get 30% off and never pay an activation fee. Folks, TGIF. I hope you had a great week. I hope you had a better trading week than I did. And I hope you are making a shitload of money. So I hope the rest of your day is amazing. I hope you have a phenomenal weekend. And do not forget that the market is closed on Monday. The stock and options market is closed on Monday in observation of Memorial Day. And the futures market is a half day. And then on Tuesday, everything returns to normal, but that's not really true because my show is not returning to normal. I will be at the Bitcoin conference next week. So yes, we're still streaming, we're still doing stuff, but it's going to be from the conference. I'm going to be there in person talking to all the crypto people. So we're still going to have shows. We're still putting out content, but it's not going to be the normal show. So for any of those of you in here who don't like change, well, good luck because you're about to get some change. So we're still ripping the show. We're still doing stuff. We're still streaming. We're still putting out content. But I will be, I think, at the Venetian. I think that's where it's at. I think that's where the conference is at. So the next time I see you, your boy's going to be ripping it in Vegas. So we're going to go to the heart of gambling itself. So hope to see you guys there. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I appreciate all the good vibes. Shout out to all the competitors. Shout out to all the DGens. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.